Hey guys, Yankee here, and today I'm going to be doing my comics haul for April, May, and June of 2024. My shelf here looks a little weird. It's because all the books that I'm talking about now were there. So forgive the weird spacing here, and let's just hope that stuff doesn't fall a bunch like it did in my manga haul. Um, Comics. I've bought a ton of comics, almost entirely DC stuff. I've got one random other thing, like tons of new series, like I'm trying a bunch of stuff. So yeah, let's just get to it. We'll start with the one non-DC book I have, and that's Banana Sunday by Paul Tobin and Colleen Coover. Um, this is just a little comic about a girl and her three talking monkeys going to school. It's just like a simple little kids book, kind of a drama story, but mainly just silly comedy. It was fun. It was a quick read. It's only like 100 pages. But yeah, that is the one non-DC book I got. How do I want to go through these? I guess I'll go with these ones here because they're closest. These are my most recent pickups, actually. And that's Raven, Daughter of Darkness, Volume 1, and Raven, Daughter of Darkness, Volume 2. A couple years ago, I picked up, I think it's just called Raven, right? It was a 6-issue miniseries by Marv Wolfman. I picked it up. I haven't read it yet. I picked these up because Volume 2, I think in particular, it gets kind of pricey, but I found these for a good price. And so I just decided to pick them up, right? I like Teen Titans from the cartoon. I tried to read some of the Marv Wolfman, George Perez, New Teen Titans a while ago. I have the first 2 volumes of that when DC started re-releasing them in like 2015. Couldn't get into it, but I still like those characters and I'm interested in comics with them. So I picked these up. I'll probably won't read these anytime soon. I'll probably wait to read that first Raven series that Marv Wolfman did like a couple years before this before reading it. I don't know if they're connected or what, but I'm just gonna wait. So there's that. Next, I've got 52 Volume 1 and 52 Volume 2. I haven't touched this yet. I've been reading another book that I'll show you here in a couple of minutes that is sort of connected to this. And so I'm like, all right, 52 sounds cool. It's something I hear people talk about, like, praise often. So I decided to pick it up. I've got 2 different printings here, and it's weird how, not weird, but it's interesting how DC has sort of changed in just a few years. Like, this printing here is from, I think, 2016 or 2017, and this is the most recent reprint of it. So, like, DC logos there are kind of different. The size is kind of different. The logo's in the bottom. It's not a big deal to me. Like, some people get pretty picky about, logos changing and things like that. For me, it's all about if they're consistently placed. So like the DC logo on the front cover here can be kind of wherever, I don't really mind, but like spine stuff, that's where it starts to annoy me, is like if the DC logo was in a different spot, like if the DC logo moved to the top of one of these books, it would bug me, but them just being different isn't that big a deal for me. But yeah, haven't read those. I'm looking forward to trying them. And now, I've done this out of order, but the book that I got that made me want to read 52, Booster Gold, the complete 2007 series, book 1. If you've watched the channel, in an old haul video I did, I got the reprint of the first trade of this that DC released like a year ago. And so I'm like, cool, I'll start getting those. And then instead they don't continue that line. Instead, they start releasing them like this. And as of right now, there's no solicit for a volume 2, which is worrying, because I do like this series. I liked the first volume I read. I liked, getting the second volume in this. And I want to read more, because this goes up to like volume 14, and I think the series is like 50-ish issues. So yeah, Booster Gold, cool. I enjoyed this series a lot, and I want to keep reading more. And I hope they do a couple of these for the original 80s series, because I'd like to read that, too. Next up, we've got The Flash, The Search for Barry Allen, continuing Jeremy Adams' Flash run that I've been reading. I liked the first volume a lot, didn't care for the second volume as much, enjoyed this one pretty well, and I'm interested to keep going forward with this. I've only got 2 more volumes left, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Next up, we have Stargirl, The Lost Children. This was a fun little book, and I think a big part of why I enjoyed it so much is the art. Todd Knock is an artist I'm not familiar with. He worked on Young Justice, which is a well-liked comic that I've never read. But the artwork in this was great. It was a fun little story, introduced some interesting characters, but it still did a good job of feeling like a Stargirl focused story. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. It makes me interested to see what happens with all these new characters introduced. It also makes me wish that the Stargirl trade they released when the show started with her, what was it, Stars and Stripes? I wish that could be reprinted, or I could find it a little bit cheaper, because I'm interested in reading old Stargirl stuff too. Next, we've got Jeff Smith, Shazam, The Monster Society of Evil. That's not its title. His name is just up there in a similar color to the title, so it just makes me want to read it as part of the title. This is a retelling of Captain Marvel's origin, pulling a lot of stuff from old Captain Marvel comics, even doing like an interesting thing where at the back of the book they show like specific things they pulled from those old comics, which was cool. And just like a fun jumping on point for this character for me. I thought this story was really good. And now the final comic I got here, Doctored Mid-Nite by Matt Wagner and John K. Snyder. This is just introducing a new Dr. Mid-Nite. I picked this up after finishing Starman. I didn't know this comic existed until like a few weeks or like a few days before I bought this. It was fine. It was a fine little introduction to a new Dr. Mid-Nite. With great art. The artwork in this I loved a lot. And my final book, which isn't a comic book, and it's just like an interesting thing I found out and about, is this Superman coloring book that I'm not somebody that really does coloring books. Like I know there's like, oh, adult coloring books, not something I do typically. I bought this simply because in 2024 I found a Superman thing with this old DC logo that hasn't been used since like 2011. That's pretty much the only reason I bought this, just because I thought that was interesting to find this sitting on a shelf in a store. But yeah, that's it for my comics haul. A lot of cool stuff, and I've just been really, really enjoying comics lately, specifically DC stuff. Yeah, a good little haul, and I think this is one of the few times where I do a haul where a lot of these books I've already read. I've been kind of reading these as I get them, just because I've been enjoying reading some DC stuff lately. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.